access and versioning. Now here we can see how an employee user is going to access a portal. Basically, we have to design it. Once it's been designed, we have to assign it to the employee. We can do this in 3 different ways. We can either assign an employee directly to a portal, or we could go to structure and indicate what's going to be the default portal that all the employees are going to see. Or maybe we could go to the record of the user, of the employee, and select a certain portal from their record. So these would be the 3 different ways in which I could assign a portal to an employee. Once they have one of these portals assigned, as soon as I log into the system, it's going to take them to one of those portals. Here we can see that the employees' pages and portals can be assigned to one or several employees, but an employee can only have one page and one portal assigned. It's also possible to access these pages and portals via URL. We can also see that if we go to private data or to the employee's record, we're going to see an option that's called My Page. This allows the end user to create their own page. So any user with permissions could actually access here and create themselves their own page. Now we're going to see how a contact, an external user, can access a portal or a contact form. So here we've got a schema with all of the requirements. The first requirement is to have account classes. Obviously, if I don't have account classes, I don't have accounts. And if I don't have accounts, I don't have contacts. So these are the first 3 requirements. So once we have our account classes, we've created 1 or more accounts, and we've created 1 or more contacts, we can start designing our portals. Now let's say I design 2 different portals. I'm going to have to create a relation between these 2 portals and the account classes. Once I build this relation, any contact who accesses the portal is going to see the portal that's related to their class. Okay, so the key relation is the class. Portals are related to classes, and contacts are also related to these classes. And the same thing happens with the contact forms. I can create 1 or several forms. For example, here I have 3 different forms, and I can relate these contacts to these classes, and I can also relate these forms to these classes. This means that any contact that belongs to a certain class could see a specific form, a specific portal, and a specific form. If they don't have any related, they just see the one that is marked as default. We have to take into account that in structure, there's an option called Authentication. When we enter here, we're going to see the links or the URLs in order to access with employee users or external users. So here I can see the website for my employee users is this link here, and the website for my external users it's this link over here. From here, from this window, I can also indicate what's going to be the default login form when someone tries to log in with these links. Here we can also see that in order to create versions of contents or of an entire page or of a portal, all we have to do is copy the contents. I can copy a specific content or I can copy an entire page. So let's say I create a new page. It's a copy of the previous one. Here, I just want to make sure you all understand that the contents are still the same. So this HTML content is being shared by these 2 pages. Sometimes we want to do this because it's easier to maintain. I can create 2, 3, 4, 6 different pages. And if I want to make a modification here in this content, all I have to do is go to one unique place and it's going to be changed everywhere. But in other scenarios, I don't want this to happen. So I have to be careful and create a copy of this content. So maybe I'll call it HTML F or X or Y. And once I'm modifying my content Y, I wouldn't be modifying the source. I wouldn't be modifying HTML. Okay, so once I've created a copy, I can modify this copy. And that means that this copy would be like a new version of the previous page I had. Once I've finished working with my copy, I could actually import this entire page into page A. That means if everyone's accessing page A, they would inherit all the configuration I just imported. Or I could just change the configuration and assign my employees to page B, and that way they wouldn't be assigned to page A anymore. So whatever works better for me. Now I'm going to enter the application, and I'm going to show you how to access with an external user to their portal. In order to do that, I'm going to structure, and once I'm in structure, I want to open the external portal. If I go to authentication, I'm going to see the link is over here. So I can copy this link. I don't have to put the ID of the specific portal or anything like that. All I'm going to do is click on the link. I can open a new session. I'll type in the username and the password. Now I'll click here on login, and this should take me to the external portal. Now I can see this would be the portal, this would be the page of the external user. If I open the record, here I can see the information of this external user. So I'm going to just do a quick recap to follow all the steps in order for this external user to be able to access this portal. So basically the first thing I've done is obviously design a portal and a page. So here I've got two portals created. This would be one of them. We can see it doesn't have a vertical frame. It does have a horizontal frame. Now, if I go to general, here I can't assign a contact to this portal. But what I can do, I can click here and I can lodge my classes of account to a certain portal. So here I have this portal, and any contact that belongs to an account that is lodged into one of these three classes is going to be accessing this portal here. Besides, if I open the configuration of the portal, I can see where it says central frame. Here there's a page that's been selected. That means that anyone who's going to enter this portal is going to be able to see this page here. Okay, so once I've designed my portal and I've related it to a class of accounts, I need to create an account. So I'm going to family of records, accounts, and here I can see I've got all kinds of accounts already created. This would be one of them. And in this account, I have a contact. Well, I actually have several contacts. So here I can see my contact. Now this contact belongs to an account, and this account belongs to a class that's called general. And this class is related to the portal we just saw. The same thing happens when it comes to the records. If I go to structure, and I go to accounts, and I go to forms, here I've got two different forms. Here I can see this is the main form. This means that if there isn't any specific assignment, all the contacts are going to be able to see this main form. So let's enter here. And I go to the configuration of the form properties. And here I could create a relation between this form, this record, and certain classes of accounts. If I don't do it, it's not a problem. That means I'm just going to be able to access the main record. That happens to be this one. So when I enter with this external user, as we can see, they're going to be accessing this portal and this record. Exercise 403, Part 4.